How's it going, guys? And welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back to Crystalline, which went from my uplifting, happy series of the week to soul-crushing destruction in the worst week it could possibly have done that. Literally, last week's episodes, if you're keeping up with the channel, like on the broad spectrum, you'll know last week was just, it was horrible. I was still recovering from getting sick too, and tonight's not being great either. I got some family stuff that's been going on, nothing like relationship-wise, more like everyone's sick and I'm cleaning up messes, and they're not the fun kind of messes. I've been up for hours, and I can't go to sleep, so I'm hoping that I can just do this tonight. If it's chopped up for some weird reason, or I'm wearing a different shirt, it didn't go very well, but, well, we're going to do our best, aren't we? So, let's try and hold our heart together for fragmenting into 1,000 pieces, because frickin' Leanna decided and feels that the closer we get and the more inevitable our eventual separation becomes, the more painful it becomes. And so she decided that she'd rather remove the said limb of love while the iron's hot, I guess? I don't know. I'm kind of mixing a lot of allegories here. She wants to break us off. Not because she actually wants to break it off, but because she doesn't. But she also doesn't want to be a reason why we would not go home to see our family and our friends. Even though it's not really her choice, she's worried that if I were to choose to stay, it would be for her, and that she would not be okay with that. Which is, I don't know. I think she needs to be able to trust that I can make the decision on my own. And that I can be unbiased in regards. And here's the thing. It's like, if we choose to stay, there's two things I'm thinking of. The first thing is, I think the right answer is to use a portal, which we don't even know if it's safe. Remember, we could just die from it. So I would think I would use the portal to send a message back and be like, hey, I'm okay. I'm in a strange world. It won't really make any sense. Just know that I'm happy. I found some people I love. I found my way through a life that I like, and I am happy to be here. So continue on without me, kind of thing. Or secondarily, I could always just go back when I felt like it, Maybe right now I don't want to go back, but doesn't mean I can't go back in a few years. What if things don't work out with Leanna? We naturally were to separate, then I could just go home. But I don't even think I would. If it were up to me, literally up to me, I don't think I would. I mean, this world has magic. This world has adventure. It has these core friends I think are obviously very important to us. And I really liked how the Bard put it. He talked about how if your family knew what you were doing and that you were happy, would they be okay with you being away? And that's kind of a cool way to phrase it. So I don't think it's over yet. But Leanna's decided to throw herself on the pyre, which I mentioned last time, is very reminiscent of a girl I used to date. Where, heck, one of her first relationships, I remember she really liked this guy, and he really liked her. I was, really good friends with her at this time. It wasn't super secret, and I think she knew, but I hadn't really confessed my feelings for her, but I'd had them. So it was hard enough for me to watch her going out with somebody else, but, I was in that, I'm your friend, I'm not going to try and interfere with this in any way. We did end up going out eventually. But at this time, I remember her having a really big struggle because she personally had this, not an idea, she had standards that were hers. Not everyone is okay with the same level of stuff in a relationship. The guy she wanted to date really wanted to do the relationship stuff, like going and making out and, progressing the relationship to more intimate levels. She wasn't comfortable with that. I mean, some people might call her, stiff, proper. There's another word for it I'm just not thinking of right now, but just somebody who, just doesn't has kind of a set of rules. And that was her. And that's okay. That everyone's different, and you shouldn't feel shame for doing that. But he was putting a lot of pressure on her to push the relationship farther. And as much as she cared for him, she just wasn't comfortable with it. And so she eventually broke up with him over it. And it kind of alienated her, a lot of her, like some of her friends, because first off, she had to say no to somebody she actually cared a lot about. And then her friends decided that she was the bad guy because she stuck up for what she like felt was right and important. And so they kind of just abandoned her. It was really hard to watch, and I was very grateful that I was able to kind of be there to support her. Like she needed a friend, and I was able to be a friend, and that was what really mattered for that time in our lives. And so here's the thing: it's like Leanna seems to strike me as a very similar personality. And so, like, while I'm saying it's unfair that she's making a unilateral choice and not letting us, not trusting us, at the same time, I can kind of understand where she's coming from. And I don't think we should be criticizing her for her choices, but I'm hoping that she can understand that we are also aware of this choice, because it's not arbitrary. It's not like we're trying to convince her to do anything she doesn't want to do. We understand the situation just as much as she does. And so I'm hoping that we can eventually help her understand that she can trust us to make a decision that is going to be something we genuinely want, rather than being influenced by her. But I'm also not going to say, like, oh, she's just a terrible person, she's just being such a prude. That's the word I was thinking of, prude. No, I think Leanna has very high standards for herself and for those around her, and she genuinely cares for Protag. And that genuineness is going to come across as her being willing to sacrifice the things that she finds important to her in order for what she feels is better for Protag, because she cares so much about him. It's effectively, it's a relationship martyrdom, and it happens. It's a real thing. So let's see how this resolves. Oh man, no, it's going to be super awkward. And I imagine that if this does resolve, I imagine Kara is going to be a big part of it. Anyway, the next morning, sunlight fills the room and wakes me. That was a long intro, I'm sorry. I groaned, hoisting the blanket over my face. I feel awful. Barely got any sleep the night before. Everything that happened last night crashes down on me like a tidal wave. I groaned, running a hand over my face. This is going to be a long day.
Boy!
The Pongo blinks at me. He cocks his head.
Boy!
He gives me a little nudge with his face. Sorry. I'm fine. The Pongo's face settles into a worried expression.
Boy?
I sigh and sit up. The Pongo squeaks as he rolls down my chest and onto the bed. Sorry, little buddy. I pick him up and place him on my shoulder. I'm ready to go downstairs and meet the others. How about you? He frowns.
Boy!
He gives me a look, indicating that he's still not entirely convinced I'm entirely okay. Well, that's okay, because we're breaking at the seams. I'll be fine. Let's go. Even so, it feels difficult to even get out of bed. Eesh, I've been there, my friend. I force myself downstairs, but no one else is there yet. Or they've left. Suddenly I hear a clatter of footsteps. My stomach swoops with anxiety and hope. Part of me hopes it's Leanna, the other half doesn't, because I'm not sure how to act around her. I see a pair of black boots and a flash of a brown ponytail. I let out a sigh of relief. It's just Zach and Kara. Oh, hey guys. Zach nods.
Hey.
I notice a few more scratches on his neck and collarbone again. Kara seems to be in her usual chipper mood. A bit too chipper. Zach's wild hair and marks don't indicate what happened yesterday. Kara's smirk sure does. Yeah. A slow smile tugs at my mouth. Hey, Zach. I never saw you again last night. Zach blinks.
What?
I really missed you. You never came home.
Sorry, he was a bit tied up last night.
Oh, nice. His face burns red. There's another trail of footsteps coming from behind me. My spine locks.
Greetings.
Oh, I turn around. Amy's there, and Leanna's with her. I notice their arms are full of supplies. They must have gotten up early to go shopping. My heart cracks all over again. Just seeing Leanna and being around her, it hurts. Leanna's face burns with a blush.
Oh, hey.
Hey. I really don't know how to act around her. Leanna doesn't seem to know either. She twists her hand and avoids eye contact.
We got all of the supplies, so we don't have to linger here any longer. We can get going.
I nod. Okay, sounds good. I really don't want to be in this town anymore. Traveling might take my mind off things.
Let's get going.
Kara and Zach blink. They share a look with each other, but don't push it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be great. It's fun! It's all fun! Freaking hate this. Ooh. And here's the thing, too. It's like, in my life, if I've ever, like, broken up with someone, I could, like, escape. I could genuinely avoid that person most of the time. Oof, God. We make our way out of the inn. Soon we find ourselves in the town, out of town, onto a new path. Hello? I clicked and nothing happened. There, see? I didn't want to click again because I would have skipped something. I remain quiet as we travel, immersed in my own swirling thoughts. Leanna avoids my contact, giving me space. Maybe she's trying to be respectful of my feelings, or maybe she just can't stand to look at me. I don't know which thought is more comforting. They both leave me feeling empty. Yeah, I know, right? Ugh. Darn it. This hurts. It's the slow burning pain. Dragging my feet, I lag behind the others, but I just can't seem to muster the energy to keep up. I keep replaying last night in my head. The evening was going perfectly until I sneak a glance at Leanna, who walks beside Amy. She stares straight ahead of her. Her walk looks stiff, like she's not comfortable in her own skin. Her hair sways with her hips, and I remember how soft it felt tickling my skin, almost as soft as her touch. My heart tightens and I shake my head. I can't linger on these thoughts. Man, fetch. And I can't ignore how much I want to be near her. Having to hold back is torture. These feelings don't disappear overnight. Is this as hard for her as it is for me? I'm sure it is. As night falls, we find a place to camp. We split up camp duties per usual. Zach and Cara preparing dinner, Leanna and I searching for firewood. We search in silence. I feel like I should say something, but I don't know what. Sometimes I catch Leanna casting glances my way. She looks like she wants to tell me something, but doesn't. Dinner's quiet. We talk, but the conversation quickly trails off. Barely touched my food, but I can't eat anymore. After cleanup, I slip away and take a seat alone. The stars shining brightly in the sky, but they just remind me of Leanna. The grass rustles behind me.
Boy?
The Pongo looks up at me with wide eyes. Hey, Pongo. Ah, darn it. This really, this is effective. It's not like it's in-depth storytelling, but it's like so... Yeah, whoever wrote this definitely understands like what it's like to go through a breakup that you didn't really want to go through. It's bringing up all the emotions in my heart, man. It's getting tough. Like, I'm getting all if he goes into a long enough rant or something, like if he ends up sitting and chatting with someone about it and they go into detail, I don't know if I'll be able to emotionally keep myself together. It's bringing up some raw emotions, man. Hey, Pongo.
Boy.
He beams at me, and I return his smile, but it doesn't reassure him. His face falls.
Boy.
Excuse me. Sorry, little man. I'm just not in the mood.
Boy.
He deflates, then snuggles up to me.
Boy.
I smile weakly as another voice interrupts.
Hey!
Yeah, there she is. If there's anyone who can put a band-aid on this, it's Cara, but I also feel like she's going to shout at us, so buckle up. Cara sits down beside me. She gives the Pongo a short pat. Hey. She pauses, waiting, then she gently nudges me.
Come on, spill it.
Spill what?
Something's got you down. What is it?
I can't remember what happiness feels like. Yeah, that's what it really feels like at the time. Yeah, here's the thing. This is what I would want to say. This is what I mean. But this is what I would actually say. Nothing. I'm fine.
You are very clearly not fine.
I am? You don't have to worry.
Uh-huh. That's why you're out here alone. Moping.
I'm not alone.
It has something to do with Leanna, doesn't it?
Congratulations, Sherlock, but at the same time, it's like, it's that hard. There's only 5 of us. What makes you say that?
You guys keep looking at each other and sighing. And you haven't done anything cute today. Obviously something is up.
Do I tell her? Well, she and Leanna are friends too.
Did you two have a fight?
Not exactly. Maybe I should just tell her. I don't want to make things weird. Dude, it's weird anyway. Just tell her. Cara's brow knits.
You didn't break up, did you?
I remain quiet and her eyes widen.
You two broke up!
Reluctantly, I nod and she lets out a long sigh.
Oh no! But you two were so cute together. What happened?
It just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
Of course it was! You two are perfect for each other. Are you sure you can't work it out?
It just doesn't make sense. Like Leanna said, I'm gonna have to go home and my family, my friends, and it's not like Leanna can come with me. She has her life here. Cara sighs deeply. She looks frustrated but understanding.
You do have a point. But that still sucks.
Yeah, it does. She faces me, her expression soft.
Seriously though, I'm sorry you're going through this. I get that you want your space right now, and I'll give it to you. But if you ever do want to talk, I'm all ears.
Is it sad to say I'm like disappointed that she's accepting of this too? Thanks. She gives my shoulder a comforting squeeze before pushing herself to her feet. Without a word, she rejoins the group. I shift positions and feel the Pongo stir beside me. He blinks up at me again and cocks his head. Gosh darn it, now I'm getting really, really sad.
Boy?
Oh, didn't you hear all that too?
Boy.
Yeah. It's better to have loved, though. It is. It's the stupid answer. And right now, it feels like it's the worst thing you ever could have done. But it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. It's so true. Because you learn so much from the process about yourself, about other people, about like what you actually like and love about people, and also what you don't like and love about people. Like, it teaches you so much to go through pain. It's part of being human. But don't let this scare you. 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. He cocks his head to the side.
Boy, boy?
I look back out at the stars. Suddenly, the Pongo bounces away toward the camp. Must have scared him off. I sigh and lean back onto my elbows. I don't know. Curse you, hand clicking again. After a few minutes, the Pongo returns, a crystal in his mouth. He drops it in my lap and nudges my hand, urging me to pick it up. Oh, this is literally precious, like delicious food to him. It's like the most important thing in his life, and he's giving me something. What's this?
Boy!
I turned the crystal around in my hand. It's my old wind crystal I gave him when he was upset about that girl Pongo. Realization dawns on me. I gave him a crystal when he was upset over a girl. Now that I'm upset over a girl, he's giving me the crystal back. Pongo, you are the hero of this story. The Pongo watches me expectantly. He is the best. He's the best. He's our little boy. I laugh and scoop the Pongo up into a hug. Thanks, buddy. You definitely cheered me up.
Boy, boy!
Yeah. The Pongo beams and snuggles against me. The evening wears on as the campfire dies down. Leanna gently approaches me. I look up at her as she stands awkwardly beside me.
Hey.
Hey. There's a pause as I wait for her to fill the silence. If it were me, I honestly think... I don't know if I would even be able to talk this much. Like, maybe if I had to, but I'd be really wanting to just leave. Like, I don't normally run from confrontation. I usually try I honestly, if I have to have a confrontation, I usually try to get it over with. But when it comes to relationship stuff, like, I don't like feeling like I'm out of control. But emotions run so raw that I need time to really handle it. And so, like, I'll sometimes in my past, I would stand up for it, I gotta do this, but my instinct was to run away.
How are you doing?
Her eyes are full of concern. She twists her hands nervously. Oof, why do you care? That's a rough answer. I understand. I do understand. Okay, I guess. But no, like, I think I understand, because that's the truth. It's like, am I okay? No. But I understand. Give her a sad smile. I've had some time to really think, and I'll be okay. I understand why you did what you did. She matches my smile, but I can see the sadness in her eyes.
It's hard. I still care about you.
I know. I can tell she's hurting Leanna, too. I know things are different between us now, but I also believe we can move past it and remain friends. Are you looking for me for something?
Oh, it's just that it's getting late, and the rest of us are going to go to sleep. Maybe you should come back and get some rest, too.
I nod. The Pongo sits on my shoulders. I push myself to my feet. Together with Leanna, I return to camp. I roll out my bedroll and lie down. I feel the Pongo cuddle against me as I close my eyes. After a while, my thoughts quiet, and I finally drift to sleep. Is that really how this is going to end? Is it really going to end with us just being like, well, this can't be helped. This dumb. I play games to escape, dang it. I didn't want this to become too real. No, actually, it's fine. If anything, the best stories are the ones that make you feel like it's a real situation. Next morning, we get up bright and early. Everyone seems to be in a more serious mood as we clean up camp. We're getting really close to the Shadow Temple, and the weight of what we might find there weighs on all of us. After we pick up, we continue on towards the Shadow Temple. The sky is clear and beautiful, but the sun is hot. It seems to beat on the back of our necks. The path is dusty, the sand pristine, but hard to walk in. After a while, I realized I'm getting desperately thirsty. Take a swig from my canteen. Thankfully, we packed before heading out. Wonder how Zach can manage to keep his trench coat on this whole time. Even Leanna looks a little stuffy in her armor. Kara's the only one who doesn't seem bothered by the weather. She never seems bothered by the weather. After what seems to be forever, we come across a temple ruin into the night. Really? No guards? That would be shocking to me. The stones are charcoal gray. It seems to be humming with deep old magic. I can feel it from here, something fizzy and crackling. The type of energy that settles deep within my bones without having to ever enter.
This is it.
Leanna nods.
Yeah.
Kara grips her knives.
It's probably best we all stay close. We don't know where we're going to find Void, or whatever else we might find in there.
Yeah, those shadow beasts and stuff. If this is their headquarters, this could be really rough. Leanna draws her sword, her manipulator already giving off a faint glow. I ready my sword as well.
Right. Let's get going. Everyone, stay close.
We nod together into the temple. The temple's surprisingly dark and cool. There's a gentle, moaning breeze coming from somewhere. It whips us around the back of my neck like the lip of a ghost. A shiver runs down the length of me. I'm unsure if I should be thankful or frightened. How is this place so cold when it's located in a desert? Whoa, that's weird. Well, the walls are gray and etched with glowing lime green symbols. The stones here look rough and uneven, but the ground is dry and clear of any sand. The only sounds are the hammering of my heart and the crunch of our boots against stone. We stumble through the dark, taking small steps, fearful that we could turn a corner and stumble across a void at any minute. We keep inching onward. After what feels like an eternity, we stumble into an open area inside the temple. Leanna frowns.
This is strange. No one is here.
Yeah, my spidey senses are tingling. Kara keeps her voice low.
Maybe they're deeper inside the temple somewhere.
Leanna's brow furrows.
Maybe. I just feel like we would have heard them, or seen them by now.
Feels like a trap. Zach's jaw clenches.
This could be a trap.
Yeah, I'm with Zach on this one. The chill runs down my spine.
If that is the case, it does us no good to stay in one place. It is best to move on and see if we can find Void, or the Shadow Elemental.
Yeah, the others agree.
Right. Then let's keep going.
Our footsteps echo in the quiet. Zach leads the way with his guard up. Kara stays close to him, with Leanna and Amelia walking side by side. I take another step. The temple seems to be getting darker as shadows curl at my feet. I squint as the light glows fainter and fainter as the shadows grow longer and longer. Guys!
Be careful.
Leanna's voice sounds far away, but she was right next to me a minute ago. Leanna? My voice feels flat and dull against the emptiness. No echoes resound. In fact, I can't even hear my friend's footsteps anymore as the shadows thicken in the air. Uh-oh. Soon the darkness overtakes me and I stumble, my hands out in front of me. Amy, do you think you could light us a fire? I met with silence. Amy! Glancing around, I'm surrounded by total darkness, with no signs of my friends, only a black abyss looming in front of me. Feel the tightness as the shadows squeeze closer to me. I close my eyes as I feel the whisper of a breath on the back of my neck. You have fire! You light the fire! And suddenly it stops. What the? The library is far more quiet than I would expect at this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. Whoa, that was too close. I blink my eyes wide open, and I stifle a yawn and I stretch and wake myself up. Wait, is this going to be the ending? If this isn't... No. Focus. Finals are just around the corner, so I can't afford to slack off. Glancing around me, I notice that I'm the only person left to study cubicle. It's getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorm as soon as I finish the last chapter. I flip through the book. Only a few more pages to go. I can do this. Stealing with my resolve, I focus on my textbook. The world of the book blurs together and my eyelids grow heavy. I fight to keep my eyes open, but my lids continue to droop. I'll just rest them for a second. Something jerks me awake and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinding me until all I can see is the stark whiteness. I throw my arms over my eyes to shield it from the light. After a few seconds pass, the light seems to dim, but it doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. Carefully, I unwind to bring my arm down, squinting at a pale blue sky. Are we resetting? A mild breeze tousles my hair. Blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself up off the ground when something pops into view. A round blue blob with two dark eyes blinks at me. What is happening?
Boy?
It's a Pongo, yeah. What is happening? Why does this guy look kind of familiar? When it notices my stare, it opens its small mouth and takes a deep bite of my nose. Hey! The creature's bite doesn't sting, but it feels like a cold splash of water. Before I can take in another, I scramble to my feet. The creature tumbles off my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself with a gelatinous tremble, clearly unfazed. What the fetch is happening? It hops on my foot and opens its mouth again, but I quickly shake it off as it rolls off my foot and into the dirt, then rights itself again.
Boy, boy.
It pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. Pongo?
Boy?
It takes in the scattering of trees around me, their tall branches kissing the sky. There's a winding dirt trail that weaves through the trees. As I follow with my gaze, I see smoke billowing out of a thatched roof in a village in the far distance. Where the heck am I? Last thing I remember is...
Boy.
Glance down at the blue creature. What? At my response, it leaps up.
Boy, boy.
Whoa! The Pongo jumps higher than I remember. It startled me, and I instinctively stepped back. I didn't notice the other person until too late. We painfully collide, and lose my balance before toppling over. Fortunately, my hands catch myself, protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. Her eyes are scrunched shut, and her mouth is twisted in a grimace. Her long blonde hair is sprayed out around her. Did we do this last time? As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze on me. Wait, she looks familiar. This girl, I know her. Wait, Leanna! She blinks.
What?
I have an uneasy feeling in my stomach. Something about her, something that happened. Why do I feel like someone punched me in the gut?
Get off me!
Huh? A flash of blue light stings my eyes. Suddenly I'm shoved off with a roaring wind. It groans and shoves me backward onto the ground. Ow! Leanna scrambles to her feet. She draws her sword. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Leanna, what are you doing? Her eyes narrow.
How do you know my name?
What? Confusion washes over me. What are you saying? For some reason, my heart aches. Something about Leanna seems painful, but I can't put my finger on why that is. My stomach squirms. I rise to my feet. You don't remember me? Leanna doesn't answer. She watches me, her gaze cold and unguarded. I shift under her stare. I glance around the place. It looks like I'm in a meadow. Hey, where are we? Her defense stays up.
What do you mean, where are we?
Something just feels off. Maybe you can show me the way to the... I try to remember. Where did she take me before? She led me somewhere, didn't she? The Mage Academy. Can you take me there? I'm not sure where it is anymore.
Get away from me, you creep!
Oh, that went differently. Horror washes over me. What? She spins on her heel in a whirl of blonde hair and dashes away. Wait! But it's no use. She doesn't stop. This isn't right. This isn't how I remember things going. Something is off. It has to be, but I glance around. Where am I? Meadow Hill. Yeah, this place was called Meadow Hill. Looks the same, but somehow it feels so different. We in an alternate universe again? After Meadow Hill, Leanna led me to the Mage Academy, where Zach and Amy joined our group, but Kara joined us somewhere else. Where was that? Oh, Fedge is testing my... Oh, she used an Ember Mist. Ember Mist, that was it. She's helping us go through the Fire Temple. And we've been traveling together for a long time, but I can't shake this feeling that something significant happened recently. Where did we all go last go together? It was Medjua. That's right, the city outside of Havengard, where Leanna... My mind freezes. Where she broke up with me. Feels like I was just punched in the gut. Oh, this isn't right. Leanna and I, we were together. We aren't strangers. This place, it can't be the real Meadow Hill. This has to be, it can't be the real Asaria. Oh, the Shadow Temple defenses. Why did it take me this long? Last temple had illusions too. Obvious, oh man. But it took us home though. Like, that's what's weird about this. As soon as the last thought passes through my head, the sky cracks. A shimmer of warmth rushes into Meadow Hill and floods it with white light. I cringe and shield my eyes with my hands. I jerk awake. The light is gone.
Boy!
Huh? I can feel the Pongo resting on my chest, but he looks like a blurry blue blob. I blink rapidly, forcing my vision to refocus. The Pongo's eyes shimmer with tears.
Boy!
Oh, fetch. Oh, no. What's happened to the others? He nudges my cheek as if trying to wake me.
Boy!
His little voice is tinged with distress. Hey, it's alright. I'm okay. Pongo perks up at my voice.
Boy!
I reach out and pet the top of his head. Hey, it's okay.
Boy!
He wobbles underneath my touch. I feel him start to relax. He hops into my shoulder, snuggling close to my neck. I force myself to stand. The room sways a little. It takes me a full minute to realize I'm back in the Shadow Temple. I groan and rub the back of my head. What was that? I feel the Pongo shrug.
Boy.
So you didn't see any of that? He blinks.
Boy.
Apparently not. Is it all just a dream? I look around. Where'd the others go? I blink away the rest of the bleariness from my vision and see the others are sprawled out across the floor. Yeah, it's the same defense. My stomach lurches with alarm. What happened? Are they hurt? Leanna is the closest to me. I stumble as I rush over to her. Leanna! I reach out, touching to shake her awake. As soon as I touch her, the same blinding light explodes in my vision. I flinch, squeezing my eyes shut. And slowly the light begins to fade. Oh, we're all going to our nightmare realms. Oh, great. Ooh, this is turning out very interesting. Huh? I open my eyes. Isn't this Leanna's home? We're all seated at the table for breakfast. The tension is taut in the air.
Oh, spare me the theatrics. How could this be your dream? Don't you realize how dangerous it is to be a mage knight?
So, it's going to take intense, turning points in our lives and twist them and give us, an alternate version of what happened. Or perhaps this, if it's really, really, really strong, could be actually trying to reach through time and alter the past. Very similar to, the Doctor Who episode, Turn Left. One of the best episodes they ever made. I wonder if it's a similar concept.
Yes, I do realize that. I live it every day. But at least, as a mage knight, I'm well equipped to take care of myself. I've been trained to handle danger.
He shakes his head.
You can't be prepared for every circumstance. What if you get ambushed, outnumbered, or overwhelmed in battle? What if your teammates fall and you're the only one left?
So what if that does happen? How can we live life based on hypotheticals? What if I became ill? What if I couldn't bear children? Would you still force me to get married? But if those things happened, I wouldn't be able to fulfill my duty as a lady in the House of Dawn. Then what?
If her father scowls and waves his hand dismissively. It was a good argument, to be fair.
That's not the same. Those are all based on chance. You aren't throwing yourself into situations which would allow those things to occur. As a mage knight, you're walking into those scenarios every day.
Leanna points a finger at Leon. Her voice is shrill as she tries to keep her composure.
What about Leo, then? He's a mage knight who walks into danger every day. Why aren't you worried about him?
Because it's his responsibility to serve and protect as a man in the House of Dawn.
For once, Leanna's speechless. Silence settles over the table like a heavy blanket. Her mother stares at her lap and stills the statue. Leon opens and closes his mouth as if he wants to speak but can't find the words to say. Her father nods.
Now that you've come to your senses, we can discuss the details of the engagement.
No.
The rage returns to her father's face.
How many times must we go round in this endless game? When will you accept your responsibility as a lady in the House of Dawn?
Leanna's voice is scarily calm.
If this is what it takes to be a Dawn, then I don't want to be a Dawn anymore.
Then her parents laugh.
Fine.
Shock spreads across Leanna's face.
What?
Yeah, that's a twist. He shrugs.
If you refuse to fulfill your responsibility as a Dawn, then you have no right to call yourself a Dawn.
Yeah, your father would never say that. No, this is right. Her father was mortified when Leanna suggested throwing away her family name before. Leanna, this isn't your father.
What?
She looks around. Can she hear me? I tried raising my voice. Think about it. Your father would never say something like that. She freezes. Yes, she can hear me. Don't you think all of this is strange? Her head turns in the direction of my voice, but I don't think she can see me.
Leanna, are you listening to me?
She turns to face him. Her posture becomes straighter.
I understand now.
She shakes her head.
I understand now. You are not my family. My father would never say something like that.
Yeah! Just like before, there's another blinding flash of light. It engulfs the room until it burns my eyes too much to keep them open. I cringe, shielding my face. After a few moments, I feel the light slowly begin to fade. When I open my eyes again, Leanna's on the ground. She gasps awake. Are you okay? I'm still on my knees, hovering beside her.
I think so.
Leanna lets out a deep sigh.
I'm happy all of that was just a terrible dream.
She shivers.
I know that's not how it happened, but hearing it was still unnerving.
I nod. She releases a heavy breath.
Thank you.
I nod. Leanna glances around. She must have spotted the others because her face furrows in concern.
Are they okay? What's happening to them?
I don't know. I think they're trapped inside their own illusions. When I touched you, I was able to see and hear everything going on. I think we can help them too. She nods, still visibly shaken.
Right.
I help her stand, then we drag our way over to the others. Zach is the closest. His face is surprisingly calm, as if he just cuddled up for an afternoon nap. Even so, I feel an impending sense of dread. What kind of illusion is Zach facing? I can't even begin to imagine some of the awful things he must have seen in his past as a mercenary. I'm also getting a sense of foreboding, but that's because I'm wondering if it's not going to be something with a mercenary company. What if it's something to do with his romps with Kara? That could be awkward. Are you ready? Leanna nods. Together we bend down and touch his arm. With the same low moaning sound, a flash of light. Leanna and I find ourselves at a campsite. A few silver stars blink overhead. The air is cool and calm. Fireflies blink in the distance.
Where are we?
I'm not sure. There's an abrupt roar of laughter. We turn around and see Zach sitting around the fire with a large group of people. They all burst into waves of laughter, and Zach joins in their merriment. I was expecting something darker, but he's actually happy. My stomach clenches. I'm not sure if that's the worst or not. Zach glances over at a few cords in his hands. I notice that others are also hunched over their own cards. Cords.
Damon, do you have any sixes?
My heart gives an unpleasant twist.
Oh,
Worry crinkles between Leanna's brows.
Damon. That's his old mentor, right?
I nod. I remember some of the stories Zach told me about Damon. In the end, he looked just as humble and strong as Zach described him being. Damon chuckles.
Not today, my boy.
Zach sighs and begrudgingly takes a card from the pile.
Hey, Zach. You don't happen to have any sixes, do you?
Aww. Zach frowns. Right. There chuckles. He has the same bright red hair, but looks younger here. A few of the marks on his face look fresh, like he got them recently. Zach grudgingly hands over his cards. A grin sprawls across Vader's face. He puts down several matches.
Looks like I win again.
The others throw their heads back and groan, but they're laughing. Zach shakes his head.
You always seem to win.
Vader shrugs, feigning humility.
What can I say? I'm just lucky.
Cheating. Damien claps a hand over Zach's shoulder.
Maybe next time, Zach.
Zach smiles, looking appreciative. My stomach turns. Zach, this isn't real. Zach pauses. He lifts his head up and turns in our direction.
What's wrong?
He shakes his head.
Nothing. I just thought I heard my name.
Vader laughs.
Getting a little crazy there, Zach?
A faint blush dusts his cheeks. He shakes his head.
No, it was nothing.
Leanna frowns next to me.
This isn't good. What if he doesn't want to leave the illusion?
Hey, dinner's ready. Everyone perks up.
Oh, great. I'm starving.
One of the men passes everyone in the group a bowl of soup. Just as soon as Zach is about to dig in, someone hands Vader a bowl. It's twice the size as everyone else's. Zach barely blinks an eye.
You've got to eat up there. I can't have my star pupil going hungry.
Vader flashes Damien a bright smile.
Thanks.
Damien takes a few bites of his soup.
Oh, by the way, Zach, after we're done, you can clean up for the night.
Zach blinks.
Me? But I cleaned up the last 3 times.
Interesting. So, in his nightmare, he's with all of his friends and family, like his surrogate family, but he's not the best. Damien smiles, looking apologetic.
There needs to have his strength to run point on the Crystal Rail mission tomorrow.
Zach blinks.
Wait,
Zach's held breath seems to leave his body.
the Crystal Rail?
Vader lets out a bitter laugh.
What? Did you think you were running point?
Realization washes over him. Zach's face pales.
That's not...
He shakes his head.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Zach looks like he's remembering. Health flushes in my chest. Like, we should help. Like, we should reinforce it. Like, it's good that he can come to a realization on his own, but we should help. You ran point on that mission, Zach. Not Vader. Vader betrayed you. Zach brow furrows. I know you heard me.
I ran point on that mission.
What are you talking about?
Damien raises his eyebrows.
Zach, you're not making sense. We haven't done the mission yet.
Zach's eyes grow dark, like his very soul is floating somewhere far, far away.
No, we have.
His grip tightens around his bowl. Damien's brow crinkles. The others stare at him.
What are you talking about?
He lets out a nervous laugh.
You're starting to worry me.
Zach slowly raises his head. His eyes are bleak.
No,
His bangs cover his eyes.
this isn't real.
Damien shifts under his gaze.
What do you mean?
Zach looks up. He seems to have trouble getting the words out.
This was nice, seeing all of you again.
The group looks at him, but no one speaks. Zach stands up and brushes himself off.
You're leaving?
Zach nods.
I'm moving forward with my life. I'm not living in the past anymore.
Yes. He stares down at Damien. Damien finally smiles.
Take care then.
Always.
A bright light bursts across our eyes. It's like a star exploded and filled the entire campsite. I flinched, throwing my arms over my eyes. The heat from the light gradually begins to decrease. I feel it start to dim. When I lower my arm, I feel a few bright spots blink in front of my nose. It takes a few seconds for my eyes to refocus, and I realize we're back in the temple. Zach groans, slowly hoisting himself up. He rubs his head. Leanna's brows crinkle.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Despite what happened, he seems to be at peace. These illusions use our memories. A shiver runs down the length of my spine. How does this place know so much about us? Zach shrugs. He doesn't offer any answers. Leanna, meanwhile, seems just as spooked as I am. I'm guessing that they themselves, like we ourselves, fuel it.
I don't know. We'd better help the others before they slip further away.
I nod. We walk a little further down the corridor before finding Kara. Her brown ponytail sprawled out behind her. Her face is wrought like she's having a nightmare. She flinches as we crouch on. I notice Zach's jaw tight. He reaches out to touch her shoulder, and Leanna and I follow suit. A flash of light. When I fade, I find myself standing between Leanna and Zach in a small room.
My decision is final.
Huh? I look up. Zach is standing across from Kara with his arms crossed. Wait, what? I glance at Zach beside me, and then back at the scene. Is that other Zach an illusion? Kara's eyes shimmer with tears.
Why? What did I do wrong?
You know exactly what you did wrong.
Oh, fetch, man. Kara's face crumples.
Please, don't.
She crosses her arms, hugging herself.
Please.
Don't pretend to be sorry now. You deserve to be alone.
Fetch, man. Oh.
What?
The real Zach's face curls into a snarl.
You
He's gonna
bastard.
punch himself. He lunges forward and punches the fake Zach in the face.
Ow!
He stumbles backward, clutching his nose.
What the hell?
Fury contorts real Zach's face.
What is wrong with you? What? Who are you?
Zach strikes him again, so hard his head reels to the side.
Ow! Like hell, I'm gonna let you walk away from the greatest thing that happened in your life.
Ow, up my elbow. Dang, Zach. Dang, man points. The other Zach rubs his jaw. His eyes bleh. His eyes stare wide at real Zach. I can see the shock and dismay in them. It's a weird look.
How are you even doing this?
Zach punches him again in response. the illusion's breaking down. Like, how is this possible? Why are you hitting yourself? Zach seems to have the situation under control. Doesn't need my help. Kara blinks.
Wait.
It seems as though he's just now beginning to process what's going on. She looks between two Zachs. I can see the cogs turning in her head, piecing everything together. Finally, she smiles. Blush dusts her cheeks.
I'm the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
A white light shimmers. It blooms and sparkles over the entire area. That was adorable. Once again, we're taken out of the illusion to find ourselves back inside of the temple. Zach growls and swings forward, his fists whistling through the air. He stumbles and rights himself at the last minute.
Where is that guy?
He whirls around, searching for him. Kara beams. She rushes over and throws her arms around Zach. Zach freezes. Kara snuggles her head into the crook of his neck.
So,
What?
I'm the greatest thing that has ever happened to you.
Zach's face is flushed ruby red.
I only said that so you'd wake up.
Oh, sure you did. She continues to nuzzle him.
No take backsies.
He turns away, still red, but he doesn't fight out of a grasp. I clear my throat. You guys, we still have to help Amy. Kara blinks, noticing us for the first time. Her expression becomes serious. She steps away from Zach, but not before snatching his hand. He gives her a confused look as she interlocks their fingers.
Come on, let's go find Amy.
We walk a little further down and find Amelia. She sprawled across the floor. Her face, usually a mask of calm, is twisted with something unpleasant. I frown, suddenly uneasy. Whatever Amy's going through, it doesn't look good. As soon as I reach out and touch her arm, the same white light engulfs my vision. When it puffs out, I find myself back in Illumia.
This is the inn from Illumia, isn't it?
I look around. Yeah.
Greetings.
I whirl around. Amy's standing at the bar talking to Leanna. I blink. Why does Amy see an illusion of Leanna? Real Leanna flushes.
I don't know.
Amelia doesn't seem to even notice our presence. She continues on.
I am aware of the true location of Ember Mist.
My mind starts racing.
Wait, Ember Mist.
A light bulb goes off in my head. This is the day we first met Amy, when she asked to join our group. Leanna nods, looking worried. Why would Amy's trial be something like this?
You're just a kid. You should go back to the academy. It's too dangerous out here for someone your age.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Ooh, this smirk on her face just doesn't seem right. Amelia turns pink. Someone as young as her. Realization washes over me like cold water. Everywhere Amy went, she was treated like a kid. The academy didn't take her seriously. Even us as a group were always babying her. Is this Amelia's worst fear? To always be seen as a child?
I think you are mistaken about my age. I am a student studying to be a mage caster. I have received top marks in all of my classes.
The fake Leanna laughs, shaking her head.
Aw, that's adorable. Little Amelia gets top marks. Do you want me to give you a gold star sticker?
Oh, fetch. I want to punch Leanna right now. The fake one, at least. Amelia flinches as if fake Leanna just struck her. Pain flashes behind her eyes. I've never seen her look this devastated before.
But it would be a lot of work to protect you. I don't want to be a full-time babysitter while traveling.
Zach frowns as he sees Amy's distress. He shoves Leanna toward her illusion.
Go out there and punch your fake self in the face!
I know, right?
What?
She stumbles, catching herself, and comes face to face with Amelia. Amelia blinks in surprise.
Why are there two of you?
The real Leanna panics.
You can see me?
Yes.
The fake Leanna gives the real Leanna a strange look, as if to ask what she's doing there.
Don't listen to this imposter, Amy. You're the one that came out of nowhere. Clearly, you're the imposter.
Now this is weird. Amy pauses.
Perhaps this is another trial.
She taps her chin in thought.
There is really only one way to settle this.
What are you gonna do? Both Leanna stare at her.
How?
Each of you must attempt a flirtatious encounter.
Yes! Amazing. Fake Leanna smirks.
This will be a piece of cake.
Yeah, 'cause that's the old her.
I refuse!
Leanna crosses her arms. Amelia doesn't even blink. She looks at the real Leanna and nods.
I am certain of who the real Leanna is, and I will no longer believe the lies of the other one.
What a lie detector system. White light flashes instantly, floods the room before fading away. A few seconds later, we find ourselves back at the temple. Our vision refocuses. Leanna looks at Amelia.
How did you guess which one was me so quickly?
Kara interrupts before Amy can answer.
Because you're a prude.
There's the word. Leanna's eyes grow wide. She crosses her arms.
I am not.
Kara snickers. Leanna looks like Zach, who shrugs.
You definitely are.
She definitely is. She looks at me. She quickly looks away. My chest aches again with a fresh wave of pain. What I wouldn't give to be able to feel her affection once more. I shake my head, shaking away those thoughts. Amelia, who's still on the floor, rises to a stand. She rubs the back of her head in thought.
It is most interesting you were all able to join me in the same illusion. Was it the same for the rest of you?
More or less. Kind of started with me, but hey, we can't be bragging. We nod.
I see.
She still looks a bit bothered by what she saw in her illusion, but she crosses her arms.
Perhaps it would be best to keep moving. I believe that was a temple trial we just encountered. We must be close to the heart of the temple.
That's true. Normally after completing a trial, we'd be sent to the room with the elemental.
Hey, do you guys see that?
She points to a door. The coverings on it are rather intricate. I can see some more symbols, elaborate swirls and whirls. It's deep plum purple, standing out amongst the other stone.
Do we attempt to open it?
Zach shrugs.
It's not like there's another option.
Let's go. I lead the way to the door and the others follow. Alright, let's do this. We step through the door. Standing in the center, directly facing me, is the shadow elemental. Oh, hello. Her long hair falls delicately on her back, flowing around her gossamer gown. Her dress hugs every curve. As I lift my gaze, her violet eyes meet mine. I open my mouth to speak when a gasp interrupts me.
The elemental!
They can see her too. I glance over at my friends, who are frozen in wide-eyed shock. Amy's eyes are the size of saucers. Her mouth is open in silent wonder. I can almost see the question racing through her mind. Leanna's expression is one of more quiet amazement. She carefully looks the elemental up and down. Zach slowly shakes off his surprise, but resumes his usual expression, while Kara doesn't even bother to mask her appreciation. Wait, you can see her?
I sure can. No wonder you went ahead and kissed the last one.
Ha 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 ha! Always with the jokes, Kara! The gaze starts towards Leanna. She pretends like it doesn't faze her, but she refuses to meet my eyes. Zach claps a hand on my back.
Guess you aren't crazy after all.
Throughout the whole encounter, the Shadow Elemental's gaze remains on me. As I refocus on her, a smile lights up her face. Her dress shimmers as she takes a step closer.
Child of the other world, you have finally arrived.
What the fetch? Her voice feels familiar yet strange, like a melody I can't quite place. It's quiet yet resounding, delicate but powerful. Be cool. Oh, so you can talk. That's helpful.
Yes, I can speak.
Cool. You're the first one to talk. None of the other elementals spoke.
Yes, for the safety of Mortalis Terra, they could not.
Mortalis Terra, interesting. How come?
In order for us to manifest fully onto Mortalis Terra, it would drain a dangerous amount of energy. Because of that, my sisters have merely projected illusions of themselves to help guide you.
So, are you an illusion too? She shakes her head, and her hairbrushes are blurringly over her chest.
Shadow energy is in excess here. I came seeking your aid.
Finally, some freaking answers. You need my help.
Ether Terra, where I am from, and Mortalis Terra work in conjunction with each other to maintain the balance of energy. When Terrans use energy, it returns to Ether Terra. And when we use energy, it flows back to Mortalis Terra.
Interesting. Ooh, now we're getting some real lore. Fascinating.
This is the reason why maintaining the balance of energy is important. It is so both of our planes of existence can live and thrive upon our shared world.
The void upset that balance.
But we noticed an irregularity. Shadow energy was being used less on Mortalis Terra.
Oh.
And as a result, there was less shadow energy available in Ether Terra. But the other elemental energy usage remained unchanged.
Oh, fetch! When they made shadow magic illegal, it upset the balance. That's... Ooh, I like that. That's a really interesting twist.
My people grew increasingly restless at the lack of shadow energy in our world. Some decided to take matters into their own hands.
And they instituted void.
Slowly, shadow energy increased in use until it was back in balance with the other elements. And yet, shadow energy continued to grow and grow. And now the imbalance has returned, with the scale tipped to shadow energy.
That must be because of void tainting other magic to shadow.
Yeah. Leanna's voice is soft, barely a whisper, but it surprises me nonetheless. The dip in shadow energy they felt in the Ether Terra must have been the result of the ban of shadow magic after the Treaty of Asaria, and the spike must have occurred after void began tainting spheres. For the first time, the shadow elemental's gaze slides over to Leanna, who falls quiet, uncertain under scrutiny. The shadow elemental smiles softly. Her gaze continues to Zack, then Kara, but lingers on Amy.
You have a strength and ability much greater than your age.
Amy continues to stare in awe. She's too awestruck to speak. The shadow elemental smiles reassuringly. A gentle silence falls over us as I contemplate all she just said. This isn't what I was expecting.
Time is of the essence. I should not remain here much longer, but I'm sure you have questions.
Well, how can we restore the balance? This first and foremost. My mind races with questions. There's an elemental. She's not from here. She's talking to me. That in itself is a lot to wrap my head around. I take a deep breath and force myself to calm down and collect my thoughts. Fetch. Okay, so... I want to ask all these questions, but honestly, I'm going to go in order that I think is the most important. Why me? Was it you who brought me to Terra?
Yes.
Why did you pick me?
We sensed the fortitude of magic ability on the parallel world was significantly stronger than here on Terra. So my sisters and I opened the rift to that world.
But why?
The humans from that world, your world, have a capacity for magic that is unseen here on Terra.
Interesting. How is that possible? Earth has no magic. She shakes her head.
I do not have the answer to that.
That surprised me. I guess the elementals are not all knowing as I expected. They have their limitations too. But why did you choose me specifically? She looks at me.
We hoped that a champion from your world would help us, and so you traveled through the rift.
So it was purely by chance that I was chosen. How did you know I would come collect the energy? You were waiting for me. How did you know I'd come here or go to the other temples?
We believed that you would naturally find the areas of high energy concentration, if only to find a way to return home.
Well, they called that.
My sisters tried to guide you as much as they could,
I guess it was just lucky we encountered Void and pieced together what was going on. How did you know I'd help you even after learning about Void?
We had faith in you.
Aww. Of course I'll help. And here I am. Your face is well put. She nods. What are you? What is an elemental? She delicately cocks her head.
Your titles are not the same as ours. I'm not familiar with elementals.
That's the term the Terrians use to refer to you.
Oh,
A smile plays at her lips as she runs her fingers through her hair thoughtfully.
elemental. I like it. I am the Shadow Magistrate. As such, it is my responsibility to maintain the balance of shadow energy flow between Mortalis Terra and Ether Terra, and to balance the shadow element among the other elements.
That's quite interesting. Excuse me, she smiles. I can understand why the Terrans view the elementals as deities, but it sounds like that's not the case. They're more akin to socialite leaders, societal leaders. What are the temples and their trials? If the Terrans built these temples for you, why did the temple trials exist?
Every elemental energy type is manipulated in a different way. The trials are created by us and tailored to determine the capacity one has to handle that energy.
Ah.
The trials are implemented and watched over by the Guardians. They ensure the integrity of both the trials and the participants.
I remember the Firefox at the Fire Temple, but where are the other Guardians? Hope I didn't see all the Guardians at each temple.
The Guardians do not always appear. Some do not wish to be seen, but all are present within their temple.
I remember the trial in the Water Temple. Wonder if that imitation Amy was actually the Guardian in disguise. I see. She nods. What is Ether Terra? You said you're from Ether Terra. Where is that?
It's on Terra, but on a different plane of existence.
Makes sense. Like, the cognitive realm. I furrow my brows. Well, I see, but I'm confused. I see, though. The explanation makes enough sense to me. That's all I need to know for now. I guess it could have gone into a great explanation, but it makes sense. It's another dimension that shares the same space. I mean, if that's confusing, I can answer it in the comments below, but I'm sure you're fine. If you've ever watched any, like, fantasy movies or played D&D or anything, you'll know. We should get moving to stop Void. Leanna stirs gently beside me, reminding me of her presence. I'd forgotten they were still there. It makes sense that they'd remain quiet to let the Shadow Elemental explain. Kara steps forward.
Sorry to interrupt, but how come we can see you?
The Shadow Elemental turns to face her. Her hair floats behind her before falling back in place.
In this manifested state, I exist in your plane.
Wow. Kara digs an elbow into Zack.
And someone here didn't believe the elementals were real.
He crosses his arms.
Yeah, well, someone also told us Void would be here. But I haven't seen them anywhere.
You're right. It's been quiet.
If they aren't here, then where would they be?
Besides this location, I can sense one other area with a strong congregation of shadow energy.
Yeah? Amy nods, finding her voice again.
Perhaps that is where Void is located.
Is it nearby?
The Elemental shakes her head.
No, but I can send you where you need to go.
By opening a rift. She nods. Oh, fetch. No, we're not saying anything. It's pretty helpful that she can open a rift. The Elemental reaches out her hand. For a moment, nothing happens, but then a small purple hole the size of a pea starts to open into space in front of us. It eats the surrounding space until the opening is large enough for a person to fit through. I stare in awe as the jagged fabric of reality falls around it. The rift opening is a rich lavender with no indication of where it leads. It feels ominous and familiar. My friends look stiffly at the rift, distrust and hesitation in their eyes. Only Amelia looks intrigued and excited by it.
The balance of the elements must be restored. We're counting on your help.
How come you don't come with us?
This temple has a tremendous amount of energy. It's safe for me to manifest here for a brief time, but I cannot manifest elsewhere, lest it cause irreparable harm to Mortalis Terra.
Okay, that makes sense. Amelia steps up to the rift, but the Elemental stops her. She faces me again.
There is something I must give you first.
Right. She steps toward me, her dress billowing behind her. She reaches out her hands. Before she touches me, Leanna pulls me away.
Hold on.
What? The Shadow Elemental remains frozen. Her eyes are expressionless as they land on Leanna.
You've seen the kind of damage shadow magic can do. Are you sure it's safe for you to accept that?
Shadow magic on its own does not do harm, as is the same with any element.
Plus, remember, Leanna, the problems are really arising because of an imbalance in shadow magic. If anything, we need to learn how to use it responsibly.
But the corruption it can cause.
I put a hand on Leanna to reassure her. It'll be no different than when I absorbed any other elemental. Everything will be fine. Her brows are still creased with worry, but she nods and steps back. Shadow Elemental places her palms around my face. Her initial touch is like getting hit with a snowball, an icy impact which fades into nothingness. A smooth stream of energy pours into me, soft as silk and as cold as ice. It freezes my bones, darkening my spirit. My teeth begin to chatter and my body shakes. My vision clouds as wave after wave of energy forces to go away. No, that's stupid. This is like da 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 darkness inside. I knew it was gonna do that. I need to turn that off. I don't know how to turn it off. I gotta turn that off. They cling to me, twist and crawl within me. I feel numb, yet my senses are heightened. It runs through my veins, weightless but present, like a shadow. Everything ceases at once when she breaks contact. I jolt back, blinking my eyes until my vision returns. She seems more translucent than before. Leanna rushes over to me.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I turn back to the elemental. Thank you. She nods.
I have done all I can. The rest is up to you.
My friends also look back at the elemental.
You can count on us to help.
Thanks for all your help.
Yeah, thanks.
I wish time was not so urgent. I have many questions I wish to ask of you, but I thank you for all you've done for us.
Oh yeah. The shadow elemental nods and indicates the rift.
Please proceed with haste.
I hesitate, staring into the brightness. What happens if I walk through here? Amelia confidently steps through the rift.
Amy!
Oh, guess we're going. Zach's right behind her heel, and Kara races after him. Only Leanna and I remain. She looks over to me. As I meet her gaze, I nod, which she returns. She runs through. Stealing my nerves, I follow Leanna into the rift. The brightness surrounds me, engulfing me until all I can see. The muted silence is deafening. My blood races through me, but I can barely feel the adrenaline. It feels like I'm suspended in crackling electric air. My legs wade through the light. It's thick and heavy as I'm wading through water. Time seems to slow, and yet in an instant later, I stumble out into the light and into a forest. When I turn back, I catch one last glimpse of the Shadow Temple Elemental. She waves goodbye before the rift closes behind us. Whoa. We were here before, weren't we? Interesting. We had no idea we were walking right through their territory at the time, huh? I'm guessing. This is like the woods are supposed to be haunted, but hey, I think that is all we have time for. I really want to keep going, but it's been a while, and this is a good place to stop. It's because I think this is the beginning of the final battle. Well, it was a painful episode for sure, but hey, I think right now we've got enough on our mind. We can handle the problems after we're done. Let's get this over with. Let's figure out how to restore the balance. And honestly, we might have to stay on Terra anyway, because I think we need to help instruct and teach them the shadow magic needs to be used within moderation. But man, what an interesting problem to have for this world. Oh, the lore! The world lore was so good! It came swinging out of nowhere. I loved it. Just knowing like some of the things that have been going on behind the scenes or why things are happening. Oh, beautiful. Strikes the chords right in my heart, right where I need them to be. So thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully this was as informational and exciting for you as it is for me. Like, this gives me, like, it's going to be an intense battle, and then hopefully we can somehow restore the balance of the world. I'm excited. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here with me. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and sharing these videos with me, sharing this adventure. This was a wonderful chance to get away from, like, real life, just because real life right now has got a lot of stuff going on. Visual novels is a great way for me to kind of, like, immerse myself in another world, like reading a book or watching a good movie. So I'm happy I got to share this with you. It reminds me of why I started the channel to begin with, so I appreciate you spending your time here. So until the next video you're watching me, whatever you see me in next, I'll see you there.